Hey, Klara Adalena here at the Love for Life Academy. Good afternoon, everyone. Excited to have you here. We're having a beautiful new guest with us, the amazing Anna. So happy to have you here, Anna.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Happy to be here with you.
Thank you. We're going to talk more today about my program, Finding the Love of Your Life for Successful Women, who are especially focused on women who are excited to add on to their career, to the full lives, but also having a family. Can be such a challenge in our busy career-driven lives to also find the space in your heart and in your agenda to actually date and find the right man for you. So I'm so stoked to be, at this pivotal place, and that through my program, through my mentoring, so many women are now actually finding these incredible partners. And you're one of them, right, Anna?
Yeah, I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great program.
And I will love, of course, to share and hear more about, though I've heard so much already, but to share more about what it is like now. But before we go there, I want to actually start before you joined the program. Because that was not such an easy time in your life, right?
No, it was not easy.
Yeah. Because what kind of work do you do? Can you say a bit so we kind of get the picture of what it was like before you joined?
I'm a doctor at the hospital, so I'm working a lot, doing shift work, so sometimes 24 hours at work, and
Yeah.
then the day after just didn't. So normally I'm not getting enough sleep during the shift, so I need to
Yeah.
sleep afterwards. So it's really challenging job and really
Yeah.
demanding.
Yeah. And
So
so proud of you, right? To be doing that kind of job.
yeah, I am. I am. It's really great. It's really what
Yeah.
I love to
Yeah.
do.
And that's again what I see so much. Women who truly invested in their careers, they made it. You've got an awesome position now. But
It-
there was another side to it.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I was so successful at work. From one side, I didn't have time for my private life. For the other side, I was single, so it was not that there was someone to share my life with.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that was hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. And what was hardest for you about that? What did you miss most?
I always wanted to have a partner and a family. That
Yeah.
was my so share this life.
Yeah.
Of course, sharing the happy time and the bad time and everything together. That's
Yeah.
my big dream. And it was like that, not
Yeah.
fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah. And frustrating, right? Because a career, you can work for it. I mean, it isn't easy, but when you show up and when you do the work, then it happens, right?
Yeah, work is
But
not
love is different.
easy.
And then you're like, yeah, yeah. What do I hear? Do you recognize that?
Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah.
it's not like work what we think. It's a different kind of work
Yeah.
for building a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And then somehow you saw me, you found me. What
Yeah,
made you reach out and book a call with me?
I saw you on Facebook, and first time I read it too, and I filled the form, but I was not sure. And first time I didn't send it because it was what? How can someone help me with it?
Uh-huh.
And then like two,
And say a bit more about that because that's something I hear from so many people. How could somebody help me with that? And
exactly.
what was going on in your mind? Why would not somebody be able to help you?
I was not sure how would it work. How can somebody find help me build a relationship if they not don't know me, they don't
Yeah,
know what I'm looking for, is
yeah,
living somewhere else, it's seeing me only on the phone. How? What? How will it work? So it was like I was confused and not some a little bit skeptical in the beginning. But then I thought, okay, what can I lose? Actually, let's try.
yeah,
So, and then I fill up the form and send it to you, and we had a first call. And then I said, okay, so actually, let's try. Let's try. I will do it, and I will commit to everything what we're doing. So
Yeah.
that's like it started.
Yeah. And what do you remember from that call? What gave you the trust to actually say, let's try?
Um, it was like my looking back on what happened before, and like
Mhm.
getting this hope I can change it,
Yeah.
because nobody can do it for me. Only I can change it.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, yeah, I don't know what will happen, how will it work, but I said, okay, I trust it will work. Let's try.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love that you were using the word hope, because that
mhm.
is so important in that moment, right? When there has for so long it has not worked, we start to lose hope.
Yeah,
That's one of the 5 shifts. You know it now, of course, but for the listeners, it's one of the 5 shifts that we work with to create momentum again, to have things moving forward again. And when there's no hope, we just allow it all to fall still.
yeah,
And then, when things fall still, they fall still. And then we don't even see it anymore. I often have that. I don't know if you know that, Anna, but when it's been raining for a long time, I can hardly imagine that tomorrow it will be sunny.
yeah. It is like this. It
It
is.
is like that, right? It's
Yeah,
silly. We know it will be sunny again, but it's just like,
yeah,
and that's what I love doing in those calls, to help women have hope again, because from hope we start making new decisions and
mm,
the sun can start to come back.
yeah. That's right.
And then how was it for you to actually join in the program?
It's actually so surprising in the beginning. Doing all these exercises, it was like, wow, it's actually, I feel completely different.
Yeah,
I just started to trust myself.
yeah,
I started to discovering me again from the
yeah,
beginning,
yeah,
so deeply inside. And I said, okay, it's actually new me, and it's so great, and I can start from scratch.
yeah.
So
It is like that, right? It's really different.
mm,
It's really different. And for so many women, as you say, it's like, it, I mean, I thought I should be dating and now I'm doing this, right?
yeah,
And they're confused, but also excited, as you say, because they are discovering their lives themselves. For me, this shift of awakening your goddess is so important, to really feel the fullness, the beauty, the abundance, the love in your own heart again.
yeah. It is. It is so beautiful.
Yeah. And then you started bringing it into connection with others, right?
Yeah, because actually
Yeah.
it changed everywhere. This connection, it's like glowing everywhere. It's
Yeah.
not only with a partner, but it's like in the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember your excitement about that. Like at work, it was different.
Yeah, it was everywhere. It was different.
Yeah.
I was People were like communicating in a different way with me,
Yeah. And more in what kind of way?
more understanding
Yeah.
and more connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it was also easier to understand the other side
Uh-huh.
because I was looking deeper. It was not so
Yeah.
superficial. It was like, wow, I understand what's behind of it behavior.
Yeah.
It was like this.
Yeah. And then I remember, and I checked with you if I could read it. But then one day you were starting to practice all these things. And then in our private chat line,
Yeah.
you wrote this to me. Where was it? It's every time so difficult for me to send a message in the style of the academy to a man. But when I overcome my fear and send it, I'm getting such a beautiful answer back. I'm so positively surprised and happy. I'm keeping practicing. Thank you. What do you feel when you hear that back?
Yeah, it was like the beginning of changing. It was like, wow, why I'm having so much fear inside of me?
Yeah,
Why I'm pushing people away?
yeah,
That was what I understood through that program.
yeah, yeah. And that's so beautiful, right? We start to understand how we were pushing people away once we do it differently. It's
Mm-hmm.
not an intellectual understanding by the mind, but it's like, oh, I'm learning to do it differently. And then I see that all the time I was actually pushing them away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And then things can start moving quickly, right?
Yeah, it was like I don't because of the work, because of the exercise and practice I was doing. Everything around was changing because
Yeah.
I've changed.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing everything in a different light.
Yeah.
I've never felt that way before.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really the goddess part where we feel so different.
Yeah, it
But
was
you
like
also started attracting different men, right?
yeah. People around me also changed.
Yeah.
I started to meet different people and there was like, wow, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It,
Because I remember that when you came in our initial conversation, I don't know the exact word you used, but something like, I do dates, but it's just going nowhere. It's not the kind of people
I
I
was
want to
so
be with.
yeah, because I was so disappointed. I've never
Yeah.
I couldn't find the right man for me. It was like, oh my god, where is it possible in any way? I was so frustrated and
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
Where are they?
Yeah, exactly. It was like never existing in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
But then I found my man. Yeah, after 3 weeks of doing that work and practicing, then I met my man. Oh,
and even as you say it, you become a lighthouse.
it was so like a fate. It was like, well, out of nowhere, suddenly.
Yeah. Because
And
it was a dating app, right?
yeah, it was a dating app.
Yeah.
And he wrote to me. We changed after one message to WhatsApp, and then he called me, and the next day we went for a date. It went like within few hours, let's say, like within one day. It was like,
Uh-huh.
wow, what's happening here? It's suddenly like a completely new life starting.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I was sure, wow, he is that person. I was
I
sure from the
remember that.
first moment. From the
I
first,
remember that you came back to our group calls and you said, I have met him.
yeah, I was sure the first moment I met him.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, how is that possible?
And how did you know? How did you know?
It was like this calmness inside,
Mm.
this connection inside, this like being myself all the
Yeah.
time, being like so authentic and so me and so connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was such a beautiful feeling, and it was like yeah, it was like the whole world was only here.
Yeah. And you had truly been working, right, on connecting with your feelings and tuning into them.
Yeah, I
So
was
then when they start speaking, you were able to hear it.
exactly yeah.
And he said something very beautiful too on the second date, if I remember, or
Yeah, I think it was first date. He said something I've never thought I would have Polish wife. Something like, "Oh my God, actually, that's what I want. I want a family with kids." And so, like, he's telling me it exactly in the beginning. It was wow. I was just so surprised, really. That whole
and it's so beautiful once once it's easy, right?
It was,
You
yeah,
just both know and it flows.
yeah, it is. It was so, uh, the whole
What do you
time,
love most about him?
everything, everything. I'm just so in love. You can't imagine. I'm
Yeah.
dreaming, living, and thinking of only about him. Yeah.
While doing your work and saving lives.
Yeah.
But I think it was 6 weeks, right? After you started.
Yeah. It was
I
something like,
kind of looked back at the dates. It was
mhm.
6 weeks. Had you ever thought that it would be possible to
No,
change all of this in 6 weeks?
of course I hoped for that. That's why I joined the program.
Yeah.
But sometimes I was, oh, of course I was thinking, will it work till the end? Will it work or not? But I was always having this hope. Okay, I'm here, so I'm doing everything what would we doing in our training, and it happened. So
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah. That is how it is. The ones who show up, the ones who do the work, for them it happens. And can you say, I want to hear more, of course, about Noah, but before we go even deeper, can you say a bit more about the group and how was that important for you, the group that we're having here to support you?
It was very supporting because we were meeting regularly, and everybody has exactly the same problems, different challenges. Someone, this part is more difficult for another one. It's this part more difficult,
Yeah,
but we just can support each other.
yeah,
Just talk about it. It
yeah,
helped to find
yeah,
a solution.
yeah. Was there actually a moment before you actually met Noah that you already had an inner feeling like, yeah, I'm just on the right track, this is going to work?
Yeah, I had this feeling. I had this feeling because
Do you remember when that came?
ah. Since the beginning, I had like always more connection with my own body. It was like getting deeper and deeper. I had this feeling, okay, I know exactly what I want.
Yeah,
And after writing this down, this love declaration and so on,
yeah,
it's like, wow, I know exactly what to do and
yeah,
what I'm looking for.
yeah,
And it happened like 2 weeks later.
yeah,
Exactly 2 weeks. I
yeah,
needed to exactly to fulfill that intention was good.
yeah. Yeah, that's how the process works. The power of intention. We
Mm,
create that cauldron here of energy, of support, of momentum.
hmm.
And then you get clear and you shine your light, and then
Yeah, yeah.
it works. But then
Mm.
it was actually challenging because I think Noah was on holiday, or you were on a holiday, or
I was on holiday because I booked a holiday with my sister, and
uh-huh.
it's already planned a few weeks or months before. I think like 4 or 5 weeks before. And then I went with my sister to Spain for 1 week, and then I visited my family in Poland for 1 week. So I wasn't there 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
We knew each other already 2 weeks, and then I went for 2 weeks away. It was like, oh my god, I was thinking, should I just cancel my trip? But I was going there with my sister, so I already invited her, so it was not possible to postpone it.
Uh-huh.
And he was working during the week, so it was actually, uh, I thought maybe it's, yeah, let's go there if it was planned. But I was feeling, oh my god, what am I doing? I just met my perfect man, I'm going somewhere. But we still keep connected. We
Yeah,
we were calling each other, writing, sending pictures, and so on. So we kept connected, and it worked, even though so in the beginning.
yeah, yeah.
So
And that's beautiful about the way we do it here, right? That we make actual, authentic heart connection. And then, distance doesn't matter.
exactly, yes.
You can really connect over Skype or FaceTime or anything.
Mm. Yeah, that's right. Oh, so great.
And then there was that one day, I remember that one too, when he had good and bad news for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to share that one?
Yeah. It was one day he wanted to come to visit me, but he couldn't. So he said to me he has one good and one bad news for me, and it was so powerful because he asked me which news I would like to hear first. So I also said bad. So he said he can't come to me to visit me today, but the good news is because he's building a house for a family and for the kids, and I was so touched by what he said and the way he said it because it was no wow. I always dream about like having kids and family.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so touching.
yeah. So then you knew he had the same dream.
Exactly. So it was like, well, we fit perfectly together. It's like we
Yeah,
have dreams. We have the same direction we want to go.
yeah,
We want to create something bigger
yeah.
together. It's like sharing the dream and make it work. It's so beautiful. It's like when I think, wow, is it really happening? Sometimes,
So it was a dream, it is a dream, and you made it happen because you showed up
mm,
so differently than before.
yeah.
Do you think he would have seen the same thing in you if you had not done the program?
Program changed me a lot. So
Yeah,
I don't think if I've ever met him if I didn't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe, but it wouldn't work. But I know what I'm doing now. It's like,
yeah. And that gives power and confidence, right?
yes, it is. It's
I
giving.
know what I'm doing and it's working.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And everything is so perfect.
Mm.
And then what happened? We had already scheduled this call.
Yeah. We already scheduled this call last week, and after it, he organized a beautiful dinner over the skyline of the city I live in, like a surprise. And at the end of that dinner, he asked me, he proposed to me, and I said yes! After 7 weeks of being together, so I'm so just, I'm just so happy. I'm so
When you say it again, it's like my breath just stops. It's like feeling your joy and your radiance and like the
yeah,
miracle of it, right?
yeah, it is a miracle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah. 7 weeks, right? After the two of you met.
Hmm.
And do you feel confident? Or do you still worry? Like, I only know him 7 weeks.
I'm not worried. I'm
No.
sure he's the one. So
You
I'm
would
not.
have said yes the second day.
Exactly.
No, but it's true, right? When we know, we know.
Yeah, it's like inside you feel what it doesn't matter what will happen, we will make it work.
Yeah,
It's this confidence.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, so great, so great. I'm so.
And I'm just enjoying you, and I don't have any questions right now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So that was 13 weeks after you joined the program.
exactly, yes.
He proposed high above the city.
It was so, so beautiful. I couldn't ever imagine if that moment can be so beautiful.
Mm.
And I was so surprised, and he prepared every single detail. It was like a dream.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, so beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah.
And after you said yes, did he slip the ring on your finger? Did he kiss you? What happened
Yeah,
right after?
of course, he put a ring on my finger and we kissed, and it was so, so great. It was so, so great.
Mm.
Oh,
I am so thrilled for you.
I can't stop smiling.
Yeah.
It's so.
And the ones who are here haven't seen you before, but in the program, you kept showing up with your light and your joy. But I remember in our initial conversation, it was not like that, right?
Yeah, it was like more worried, more frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do here? It was like, oh, I'm not. It was like this
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
till I found myself back,
Yeah.
and then it worked.
A whole life changed in 3 months, 13 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It is.
What is your advice to the women who are listening?
I would say to every woman who want to change something in their life to join the program because it's changing. Maybe you won't find your man in the 2 weeks, but you will find yourself first, and then you can start to look for a partner from a completely different space, and it's changing the whole life.
Yeah. Was it worth the investment?
Of course, it was worth it. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Anna. I don't think I have anything more to ask. I mean, I love seeing your smile and hearing your story, but it feels so simple and complete.
Yeah.
Like Caesar, was it, who said, Veni, Vidi, Vici?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like you came, you opened up, you received.
Mm-hmm.
And that was your story. And
Yeah.
it's clean, it's powerful, it's feminine. And
Yeah.
there's so much joy in you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I'm excited to know that we will be working more together, right, in our follow-up journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be able to support you also in the coming months to really make this transition.
Thank
I just want to check a moment if there's anybody who has a question. This is a moment to type it in. I should have said that way earlier, of course. I should be able to see questions. So let's take a minute, Anna, to just check if there is more questions coming up. No, I don't think I see anything. If anybody does have a question for me or for Anna, just post it as a comment also after we have completed. I'm thrilled to do this work to make you, Anna, happy, to make your man happy, to make your family, to be part of that, creating that. And I'm excited for all the other women who will be coming too. And thank you so much for coming here to the studio with me, the digital studio, to share your bliss with other women so that it may spread.
Thank you, Klara, for everything from the beginning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. And all the best, but we will meet a lot.
Great.
Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
And again, if anybody wants to know more, just, write a comment or send me a chat message or reach out. This is here for Anna. This is here for all of you. Speak soon. Aloha.